everybody. It is Saturday, May 31st. My name is Karen and this is BobbleHeadKnits. So welcome. I am recovering from a cold, so apologies for my voice or if I have to suddenly pause to go sneeze or something. I'm at the tail end of a cold and I just decided I should go ahead and vlog because I'm going to miss a week later, like in 2 weeks, basically. So here we are. Yes, my glasses are still sitting a little wonky. I was gonna go get them fixed, then I got sick. Okay, let's just get on with things. We'll talk about life stuff later. All right, finished objects. I have 1.5. I've been busy as I've been sitting on the couch recovering. This first one I'm gonna show you, but I'm gonna put a little warning out to you all. If you don't like swear words and you support the current administration, you probably don't want to see this one, but I'm giving you that warning so you can look away. It is a pattern by Dana Rachel. I believe that's how she says her name. It's D-A-N-N-A. All right, ready? I'm going to show it. This is a Christmas gift, by the way. All right, here it comes. You may not be able to read it, but it's an inappropriate 4-letter word followed by the current president's name. So I just did this week while sitting on the couch, sneezing a lot. So just a little dishcloth. I am going to knit one of these for every family in my family. So like the brothers and sisters and parents and whoever else usually shows up for Christmas Eve will be getting these. Even if you are a fan of this person, you will get one of these. So, especially if you are a fan of this president, you will get one of these if you come to my house or to Christmas Eve with me. All right, so that was I'm not saying the word F Trump dishcloth by Dana Rachel. And it used, hang on, I'm gonna be kind of flipping back and forth over here because I made extensive notes and also I have my Ravelry. So let's see how much it used. It used 43 grams of Dishy, Knit Picks Dishy. So I have a little bit of Dishy left in this color, which is Fiesta Red. I have knit another one of these and I gave it to my husband already, but this one will go for Christmas gifts. So I have a Christmas box already started, so I'll stick that in there. This is how much I have left of it, of the full 100-gram skein. So I'm going to save these little scraps and eventually just piece them together into one more dishcloth when I have enough. But this is like not even really enough. I think this is like 29 yards or something like that. So yeah, it's not enough to make another one. So, all right, I have another finished object. A half-finished object. So this is my DRK Everyday Sock. This is the Lisa colorway of Felici. And here it is. It looks really odd. This is a Flegel heel sock. So the heel is this part and the foot is this part, and it looks really weird. I mean, it is like the longest foot, but it fits. It's a little itty bitty bit, could be shorter for me, but otherwise it fits perfect. So I do need to finish the second one, which I'll show you here, but I finished this yesterday and I'm gonna be keeping this one for myself. So I made it a little shorter as far as the leg of the sock. The body is Lisa from Felici. That Lisa is the colorway and Felici is the base. And then the toes and cuffs and that little stripe right here, That's Getting Knits, and it was an advent, I think, from 2022, maybe. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, so I'm obsessed with this DRK everyday sock pattern. I just keep knitting it and knitting it. I'm not obsessed with this Felici yarn. It's the first time that I have knit with Felici, and I was really looking forward to it, and I'm really disappointed by it. So I probably will not be buying any more Felici. I will go, well, yeah, I'll look at it if it goes on sale in case they have another colorway that I like. But otherwise, no, I'm not going to buy any more Felici. There's too much other affordable yarn out there that I want to try. So, yeah. The issues I had with it that I talked about with you a few weeks ago, one was, if you look closely, some of these stripes, like right here, are shorter than the others because they shorted me on, like they didn't dye it consistently the same length, right? The dye is also, like, you could see where there's splotches of other colors in there. It just, yeah, there were knots in it. I had to numerous times rip out yarn, and I'll show you all the many little balls I have going here of the yarn that I had to rip out because the yarn, like the dye was off. So I would be knitting along, and either it would be short on a certain color or it would totally skip a certain color. So I did just like cut out a ton of yarn. So I have basically from that skein, because I had 2 skeins of it, all of this is just waist stitch that I had to like cut out and all that. So yeah, I wasn't happy with that. I'm not sure what I'll be doing. Actually, I had a little bit more too. Yeah, all these little balls. I don't like to knit, like, my happy place is just to be able to knit and purl, knit and purl, knit and purl, and not actually be looking like worried about counting, like, oh, it's only so many rows in that color, or oh, there's a knot, I need to, go back and rip this out, or, like, I don't want anything to interrupt the flow, basically. And there was too much interrupting the flow on this Felici yarn. So I will be entering these in a couple Sox-A-Long. One is Lisa at Knit All the Yarn, who goes by 72 Stitches on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, she has her Knit All the Stripes Sock-A-Long going on. I will be participating in that. So this and its sister sock will be entered. I'm amazed at how long the foot looks. It does fit though, I swear. I think it's more optical illusion, honestly. Could be wrong. All right, yeah, so I will be entering Lisa's Knit All the Stripes. And then SoxyNana and Diane at My Pink Bathtub. Hello, ladies, all of you, all 3 of you. So SoxyNana and My Pink Bathtub have the Sock-A-Long 2025 going on, and so I'll probably enter these in the June one because I'm not done with the other sock yet, and I'd like to enter them as a pair. So I think I don't know if I can enter a partial, but yeah. All right, the other one, we'll move on to whips. I need to rip out the heel. I forgot that I was doing 56 stitches instead of 60. Because I'm playing around with the size. So I put the heel in and I did it wrong, so I need to rip that out. And I'll probably do that maybe later today, we'll see. Yeah. All right, the other thing is that I don't need any more socks, and I was planning on giving these as a gift, but there are too many issues with it, so it will be staying with me. Yeah, not happy about that. Okay, whips. Okay, so I still have this ball abyss that I need to complete. This is a second sock, And I will work on it. And then, yeah, I'm not going to knit another pair of socks with this. I don't know what I'll do with this. We'll see. I don't want to have to deal with, I don't want to deal with the mess of it all, if that makes sense, you know? Like, I don't want to have to constantly be worried that, oh, what if this one has a knot? What if this one is too short or whatever? So, yeah. All right. Hang on. All right, let me put my needle away so I don't lose it. Actually, no, I'm not going to put it away because we're going to do something here in a bit with that needle. I have this needle. It's a Haya. I use 2.25, so US ones, and I use Haya. I don't know, just circular. What else? 16-inch cord. I might buy another set. I actually have another set of sock knitting needles, which you'll see, but I did not, like, I feel like I could use one more set. I don't want to, like, be, like, only knitting socks, but it's always nice to have an extra set, so if I feel like casting on a third pair, then I can. All right. Third pair because that's how many socks I have on the needles right now. All right, next whip. Hang on, hold on. Next whip. Last week, I believe, I know, I had frogged my Tanis Fiber Arts flip side tee. I was knitting with sock yarn, and the sock yarn was Hue Loco, and I had a bunch of little mini skeins plus a big skein. And I was like, I don't know that I'm gonna put it back on the needles if I'm gonna knit the same shirt and all that. And I decided not to. I decided just to use the sock yarn for socks. So I took the, I had the You've Got Me Humming mini set, and it's merino sock yarn. So from Hue Loco, it's from their Take Flight collection. I'm reading the little package, so it's 80/20. So I decided just to go ahead and cast on socks, and I'm doing self-striping, of course, only it's not self-striping because they're individual little balls like this. So I'm just making my own sock, stripey sock. And it is also the DRK Everyday sock by Andrea Mowry. I tend to find a sock pattern and stick with it for like a year. Yeah. I just, get comfortable with it. And I'm also trying to find like just the perfect sock recipe for me. So that's why I'm like, well, I really like the heel on this. And so I'm going to keep knitting this until I get the size perfect. And I think I'm very close on it. I think the only thing I need to do is maybe do the foot a little shorter. So there it is. Those are all the colors in the mini. That's my little swimmer. I'm a swimmer. I'm frustrated because I haven't swam in 2 weeks. I didn't want to get in the water with this. Anyways, off topic. It's beautiful though. I really love it. And I'd like to say these are for me, but I really need to get on with my sock knitting for gifts. So we'll see. This might be for me. This might be for someone else. I would have kept this for me, honestly, but since the other socks have to stay with me, these may actually become a gift. So very summer, very, very tropical. I had that, some of you will remember a few weeks ago when I did my lucky dip into my sock bag, the yarn that started this all with my wanting to do a sweater in this, was a speckled, variegated, head cold, people. It was a variegated. And I then had all these minis that matched it, and all these colors were in the variegated. It was the main color was this turquoise, and then all these other colors were in it. I'm gonna use that for the heels. So it's just a little bit, and then that big 100-gram skein I will use most likely for socks too. But yeah, so you'll be seeing the big skein eventually. Yes, I know I picked the big skein out of the Lucky Dip bag, and I should have knit socks with that. That was the one meant for socks, but I didn't, and it's my channel and my rules, and the knitting police are not coming to my house that I know of, unless Shauna from Shauna's Stitches is coming to visit. Shauna's Stitches, Shauna is, should have been the knitting police because she is a police officer. Hi Shauna, if you're watching. I'm knitting these on, actually not on my usual Haya 16-inch. I'm knitting these on ChowGoo 16-inch, also 2.25. The needle itself is a little longer though, if you look here. And it is throwing me off just a tad bit. So there it is. So I might buy another pair of the Haya. I think I prefer the Haya, honestly. I'm just used to it. I've been knitting with the Hayas. Oh my gosh, since last December, and I've just gotten comfortable with them. So yeah, I only have one of these on the needles because the other needle, the other ChowGoo needle, is on another sock whip, which I will show you, but I will tell you right now, I did absolutely nothing with. All right, I'll show you that in a bit, okay? All right, next whip that I actually did something on. Sorry, my knitting basket is over here. Excuse me. The next thing I cast on, and I didn't get very far, but I think I might be able to finish this like today or tomorrow, so you'll probably see this next week finished. I am knitting out of the Knit It Wild Animal Friends by Louise Crowther. I'm knitting Charlie the chimpanzee. Charlie is back there, you can see him. He's got pants, he does not have a shirt on yet, so I'm knitting his shirt. I keep forgetting to bring Charlie up here. I'll bring him next week because I'll probably have this done. All right, here it is. I've cast on his shirt, and this is knit with skepsies. Yeah, you know what I mean. I can't pronounce it. I'm not from the Netherlands, okay? I'm not Dutch, so sorry. This is it Catonia, I believe is the, well, let's see. Oh, here it is. Okay. Well, no, that's not it. It is Catonia, this brand. This is not the color, of course, but it's this, or this base. And it is in the colorway linen, and it's knit flat. Well, right now it hasn't been joined, but it's very close to being joined. And it's supposed to have buttons in the back, but I actually don't want to put buttons on it because it is going to my 2-year-old grandson, and I don't like sewing. So instead, I've ordered a little tiny narrow strip of Velcro meant to go on doll clothes. And it should be here any day now because the person I ordered it from on Etsy lives just in the next town over. So I should be getting it. It might actually be in my mailbox. I should probably maybe check my mail. But yes, so it's just a little basic t-shirt. It's not quite white. It is kind of an off-white, like a creamy color. So it'll be nice. And then after I knit this, I am going to knit his jacket. So that'll be the next cast on that you might see me with next week if I get this shirt done. So, just totally off topic, my daughter has decided that she wants an elephant. So I'm gonna buy, there's another version of this book that I'm gonna buy that has a big elephant in it, and she loves elephants. So that is on the Christmas in July cast-ons, just so you know what's coming up. And yeah, I'm excited. Okay, that's done. Okay, this whip I showed you last week. It was the long lingering whip that I was going to pick up and start working on and try to get done soon. It did not happen. I just did not have the brain space for it because I got sick. So here is the finished one. It's a hoe. It is the, I'm not going to put it on sock blocker. You just have to look at it. I didn't put anything on sock blocker, did I? And I have a sock blocker right here. I just didn't do it. Okay. This is the Color Opportunity. This was the Mystery Sock-A-Long last summer from Stephen West. And there it is. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Okay. I have one. I have this much of the second one knit. Here goes my daughter off to work. Actually, this side, I've shown you the wrong side. And that's where I ended it last July. So I'd like to finish this sock. I would totally rip this sock out because I kind of lost interest after the first sock. I would totally rip it out, but all of this yarn is like, all of these different colors, they're like little tiny like strands of yarn. So it would just be wasted. Same with this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish them. These could end up going to someone as a gift. We'll see. Yeah. So I was going to work on them this week. I did not. So that's that other Chago needle that I was telling you about. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do, let's see here. Yes, I think I will. I'm going to do stash enhancements, also known as acquisitions, but I'm going to take a sip of coffee, okay? Because my throat, okay. Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm drinking in just a second. I made an iced vanilla, actually it's not vanilla latte, it's brown butter latte. That's what it is, an iced brown butter latte. Made it at home. I have it in a Starbucks mug, but it's not Starbucks. Yeah. Okay. Let's do acquisitions here. If you haven't seen my knitting basket, there it is. I'm actually in the market for another basket because this thing is huge. See how big it is? It's like, oh, bigger than my head. And I need a little something smaller to put in our living room because this works great in my office, but when I put it out in the living room, like on the weekends when I'm not working in the office, I take it out in the living room and it like really eats up a lot of space. So our house is tiny. So, you know, like I need smaller. Yeah. So I'm in the market for a new basket and I've actually got my eye on a few things, but I might wait until after my vacation in case I find something on vacation. Okay. All right, stash enhancements. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to give you a warning before, because it is not technically June. Tomorrow is June. So it's a little early, and some of you may be waiting to look at your Freckled Whimsy June Sock of the Month yarn. I got mine earlier this week. This is the first month that I've gotten it. I've signed up for the Sock of the Month for the self-striping yarn club with Freckled Whimsy, and it's the first month I've gotten it. Excuse me for the crinkle. I'm taking it out of the package so you can see. But if you have not seen this, or if you have it and you don't want to see it because you haven't opened it yet and you're waiting till tomorrow, just look away or fast forward a little ways, okay? But there's your warning. Okay, I got mine, the Serendipity base. It's 75.25, and this month's colorway is Mint to Flamingo, and I'm going to show it to you right now, so look away if you don't want to see it. Ready? There it is. It's beautiful. It is... I actually got the smaller one because you could get like 100-gram main skein and then like the mini, or you could just do the large skein, or you could just do the mini. I got the 80-gram main skein because I didn't want a lot left over. And then the main, or the mini is 25 grams. So I was watching Lisa at Knit All the Yarns the other day, and she was talking about the 25 gram mini, and I was like, oh, I thought it was 20 gram mini. And so I went and looked, and then I was like, oh wait, it's a 80 gram main skein in my case. I had no idea what I had purchased. Typical. This is beautiful though. It has a little bit of pink in it. It's greens, oranges, a little off-white, beiges. Just beautiful. Yes. So I am gonna keep that club for a while. I wanted to try it and see if I liked it. Okay, I'm putting it back in the little baggie here because now that I have it, that's all I have. That's the only thing I got this week. That doesn't mean I didn't buy other things. That's the only thing that came in the mail this week. All right, now that I've shown you that, I'm gonna stick it in the Lucky Dip bag. Here's the Lucky Dip bag. Some of you will think, what happened to all the yarn? It was like bursting last time you saw this, right? It was huge. It was overflowing. In fact, it was literally like there's yarn I couldn't put in it. I only want to knit striped yarn this summer because Lisa, again at 72 Stitch or Knit All the Yarn, is doing her Sox-A-Long or her Stripe-A-Long, and I decided I'm just gonna do striped yarn. I love striped yarn, and it is I find it real motivating to knit it. So I pulled out all the non-striped yarn out of this bag and put it in another bag just until the end of August, and then I'll put it back in, or put back in what I can, because it doesn't zip all the way if I put everything in. I have to get a second Lucky Dip bag, but now everything's in there. I have a question for you. Hang on, I'm mixing it up so that I don't automatically pull out something that I just put in there. Okay, hold on. Okay. This is like, when it's full, it's like a pillow. It says, alpaca my bag. All right, I have a question for you all before I dip in there. Do you want me to go through this bag and show you all the different yarn that's in here? Because it is quite a bit, and it's interesting. If you want me to, let me know. Put a message down below, like, yeah. And I'll do that maybe next week, okay? Or maybe I'll record it while, like, it'll be my replacement video when I go on vacation. Like, I'll do it in advance. So let me know. Just answer that question for me. All right. Let's see. All right. I'm like very thorough on notes. I spent a lot of time on the couch this week, just so you know. Okay, here we go. The reason I am pulling this now is because I do have an empty needle. So I gotta cast on another sock. Okay, here we go. Just so you know. Okay. Oh, so happy. Oh, I love this. This is another Freckled Whimsy self-striping yarn. Hang on a second, let me put the bag down here. So this, I didn't know this. Well, I guess I did know it. This is, hang on. This is an old Sock of the Month colorway. It's coming undone, sorry. From Freckled Whimsy. I got it recently because she had extras. It's a mess, but don't worry about that. It's it doesn't say on here what month it was, but I only know it's an old Sock of the Month club because Lisa from Knit All the Yarn was talking about it, and she knit this up, and it's so gorgeous. But I had bought this before she knit it up. I didn't know she had it, but I got it in the Splendid base. It's 85.20 or 85.15. Mine is a 12 stripe. Well, I guess they're all, but it's a 12 stripe repeat. It's called Sunshine and Snow Cones. And what else? I was trying to see. Yes, I have the 100 gram skein and the 25 gram mini. Yeah. Yes, it's beautiful knit up. Lisa has shown it a couple times, and just gorgeous. So I'm excited to cast that on. So that will go on my needles this week. So I'm going to set this aside so that I can get on with the knitting on it. Okay, set the little bag aside so I could recycle that. Okay. Okay. Knitting things I did this week. Wait. Hang on. I gotta look up something. Lost my big screen. Go away. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna do State of the Stash, which Shonda at 72 Stitches, also known as the Knitting Police to me, she started State of the Stash and I stole it. Sorry, Shauna. But I am going to go ahead and do that for May because I'm not going to finish anything else today. Well, I might, but it'll be like pretty minor if I do. So let's go ahead and do State of the Stash for June, okay? I'm going to pause you right here because my nose is starting to run and I need to go get a Kleenex. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry. All right. So I had a very good May, both with the stash enhancements, acquisitions as they're better known as, and finished objects. So, all right. Let's start with how much yarn I used up, okay? I had finished a number of objects. The biggest one, of course, was my husband's sweater, which I showed you last week, and I was going to take pictures after I blocked it and all that. I have not blocked it yet because it is a worsted weight sweater. It is May. It is almost 90 degrees here already. So there's no rush to block it. So, but I am counting that as done because it's done. So for the blocking. All right, so I used total between the sweater and everything else I finished this month, sorry. I used 23.39 skeins of yarn. That's a lot of yarn. That's like 2.1 miles, in case you're keeping track. 1,195 grams. So that went out of my stash. I also did a lot of shopping this month. Retail therapy would be the exact term that I would use for this month. It was a very stressful May. So I brought in, so far in May, 12 skeins of yarn. 12. That's a lot. That's like, for me, like I went and traveled around somewhere for weeks and weeks and went on like a massive European trip or something and bought all the yarn. But now I did all this at home from my couch. So 12 skeins of yarn is the equivalent of, this doesn't make sense. It says 2.4 miles, but yeah, I guess it could be because a lot of the other things that I knit in May were small things. So yeah, it's basically, I brought in about the same amount of miles as I used up. But skein count wise, overall, I bought 12. So 950 grams. And some of those were small skeins, so just so you know. Overall, the difference was 11. I came in with minus 11.39 skeins. So I actually used up, if you took into account how much I brought in and how much I used up, there's a difference of 11.39 skeins out of my stash. So that's good. Overall for the year, this is pretty amazing. I started the year with 453.43 skeins, which does not seem like a lot to a lot of people, and to other people it seems like a ton. So it's just my personal number, right? And we don't judge people's stash as far as how much you have. I still sometimes will see people stash them on videos and go, oh my God, like, how do you have all that yarn? But, you know, that just, yeah, shouldn't do that, I know. Anyways, started the year with 453.43 skeins of yarn. I currently am at 448.04 skeins of yarn. So that's pretty good. I mean, I feel like today, if the year were to stop right now, I'd be like super proud with those numbers, right? But it's only May 31st and we got a lot of year left and a lot of stressful months coming on, more retail therapy, travel yarn to buy, souvenir yarn, all that. So yeah, that number's gonna change. Hopefully my Christmas and July plans will eat up a lot of yarn too. So, you know, it'll all in the end balance out. Wishful thinking. All right. A few other little knitting things I did. Well, because I was sick, I sat down on the couch and I was, one, writing out incredible notes for today's episode. Two, I really did outline all my Christmas and July cast-ons. I have many. And who was getting what. And uh-oh, here comes a house full of kids and family walking up my front steps. So I might have to pause it and come back to this because these crazy people are gonna disrupt my whole life here in a second. Hang on. Oh, Atticus is sitting in the stroller looking not happy. All right, I'm gonna pause this. We'll come back to it. I'll tell you exactly where I was. Oh, actually, I'll just write a little note here so I can't forget where I was. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. They're still out there. Hang on. They just came over to get my husband. Apparently, they're going for a walk down to Starbucks. So I put in my order. I'm gonna have double coffee today. I don't want to go because I don't know. You know, I'm stuffy, but they live 3 doors down, so we often do things together. Now they're walking down the street. Okay, they're gone now. If you hear crying, it's my dogs because they want to go with them, but they're not going. Okay, that was good. Okay, other knitting things related that I did. I sat on the couch. I outlined all the Christmas knits that I need to do in July. Well, like I'm going to cast on. I actually may cast on some of them early, like I did with this, because I have a lot of Christmas knitting that I would like to get done. So I will probably be casting out early on a few things, and I will share with you as I do them. Oh, I didn't just like list them out because I had already listed them out like last week or something, but I was real like I was finding patterns. I was saying this is for this person, this is, you know, yarn. I was matching. I was making a list of yarn that I need to get, believe it or not. There's certain things that I need to like people have asked for specific colors, or I know people want specific colors. So while I'm traveling in 2 weeks, I'm gonna keep an eye out for certain yarn for gifts. So, all right, I did that. I started, this was just out of boredom yesterday. I started organizing my bundles in Ravelry. I don't know if you know this, but when you favorite things, you can put them into bundles, so you can like it's basically like tagging it. So you're like, this is a favorite sweater, this is a favorite color work, brioche, whatever. So I've had bundles, but I've not been real diligent about like using them, and I really see the value in using them. So I was like, I'm going to start organizing them. I do have one complaint though. And maybe some of you have this complaint. I know some of you have run into this issue. It is kind of a pain to find bundles in, like, after you've created the bundles, which is totally easy to do. If you favorite something, you can create a bundle. Then to go back and find it. It's a hassle. I know now that it's under the favorites at the very top. It says bundles, but I'm like, Ravelry, could you make it a little more obvious to people? So who else agrees with me on that? Yeah. Okay, I love organizing things, so that I like the bundles, but I don't like that they're kind of hard to find after you put something in a bundle. All right, I think that's it for the knitting. Yeah, that's it for the knitting. This is going to be a long one, though, because I've been babbling and yeah. Okay, life stuff. If you're not sticking around, I get that. Totally fine. Like and subscribe, please. If you want to message me, don't message me on Instagram because I'm not checking that. You can message me on Ravelry, where I'm also BobbleHeadKnits. You can also just email me, BobbleHeadKnits@gmail.com. All right, so those of you sticking around. Yes, I got sick. So I worked Memorial Day, which was last Monday, and that night I started feeling, I was like, I don't have a sore throat, but just something like a little off. And I also started sneezing. By Tuesday, which Tuesday was supposed to be my last day of working for the week, I was going to take a 4-day weekend. For one day, I got an extra day off for working the holiday, and then I added on a vacation day. So Tuesday, I woke up and I had a head cold. I did go into work. I work at home, so I just logged in and I started working, and I worked for not even half a day, like maybe 3 hours. And I was like, this is crazy. My head is killing me. So I took the rest of the day off, sick day, and my 4-day weekend that I had all these things I wanted to do, pretty much went out the window because I've been worse than this for most of the time. It was okay though. I mean, I did get out a couple times. I went out to breakfast one day, and I got, we went and bought rose bushes, and then I went and got a pedicure one day, and I guess that was it. The only day I totally did not do anything was yesterday. I was like, I'm just going to take a true sick day, and I'm going to lay on the couch, and I'm going to knit, and I'm going to nap, and I'm going to all the things. And so I did, and it was good, but did not totally do away with the sickness, obviously. I'm feeling much better, though. A combination of Mucinex, a bunch of Vicks Vapor, stuff all over my face. Yeah, and just resting. So I am feeling better. As I said, we're going to be going on vacation, and it's not this week that we're moving into, but the week after. I am going, well, first we're going to a Coldplay concert. I bought tickets for the family for, well, not the whole family, not Atticus and his, not our son and daughter-in-law and Atticus, but my daughter and my husband and I are going to go see Coldplay here in Colorado. And then the very next day, my husband and I are going to Vancouver. So we are looking forward to that. Vancouver and Victoria are the two Canadian cities we will be in. And yeah, I plan on going yarn shopping while I'm gone. So I'll be here next week. I'll vlog next week. I might, if you all want to know what's in my lucky dip bag, I will go through that, make a video, and then that'll be a replacement video for the week that I'm not able to vlog, but you let me know. And sorry if you heard that. I was messing with my iPod, or these things, the case for it. Clicky. Okay. All right. So what are you guys doing for summer? I know some of you, actually like my friend Carla at Sew Knit, Create and Repeat. She is actually at the beginning of her winter because she's in New Zealand. But what are your plans, everybody, if you're heading into summer? So that is my trip and the concert are the big plans for this summer. I know they're plans this summer, which is nice. I usually am away for a big chunk of the summer, so it's nice just to be here. I'm not going to be away as much this year, or this summer. All right. Yeah, tell me, message me down below. Leave a comment. Tell me what you're doing this summer. All right. Did I watch some TV? Yes, TV and books. Let's move to that. TV-wise, we watched the dumbest movie on Netflix last night. It was called The Gorge, and it had Miles Teller and I can't remember this actress's name, but basically they're both snipers, for one's for the US and one's for like Russia or something, and they're guarding opposite sides of this gorge, and they're supposed to be keeping something in the gorge, and they fall in love from a distance, and yeah, it was just so stupid. I got up and left in the middle of it. I decided I was tired. I had enough. That was really the only TV I watched this week. Bad TV. Books. I finished 2 books. I finished this book. I highly recommend. It's called The Wedding People by Alison, I think, Espach, E-S-P-A-C-H. That was really a good book. It was both funny and sad, but it was like, I just kept, I was like, oh, I gotta find out what happens here. So it's this woman that ends up in a wedding party where she doesn't know anyone. Like, she doesn't even know the bride and groom, but she ends up in the wedding party. So I won't tell you any more than that. There are a few trigger warnings there, so just so you know, yeah. But yeah. Okay. The other book I read was god awful. It belongs in the stack with The Gorge, the TV show. This was a book called Her Perfect Mate by Paige Tyler. It was like some weird romance, like animalist, like this woman who's also a cat. Yeah, I would not recommend it. I don't know. It was like available and I checked it out, and I then couldn't. I was like, just gonna finish it, and yeah, I do that often. I'll start reading a book and be like, just gonna finish it, and hate it the whole time. That was this case. I thought about rereading some books. People reread books all the time. I'm not really a big rereader. Like, once I'm done with the book, I don't really want to go back and revisit it. Every now and then I think about it, and I was thinking about it last night, and then I was like, I don't want to waste. There's too many books. I don't want to go back and reread books, but I know some people do. So, do you reread books? If you do, tell me. And why do you reread them? I mean, I guess there is that. Some books bring you comfort, and so you reread them for that comfort, for that same feeling. But I kind of feel like I just have too many books out there that I want to read. So I want to find the next book that's going to give me comfort, right? Okay. Yeah, babbling. All right, I'm going to go now because I'm getting stuffy again. So next week I do plan on being on vlogging, and then I probably won't vlog a regular vlog again for a couple weeks, but I might have something else to share with you while I'm gone, but we'll see. Depends on what you guys say. If you want to see what's in my Lucky Dip bag, like all the different skeins, I will go through them individually. Just the stripy yarn, not the others, because that would take about like 5 episodes. But if you want to, let me know and I will make that video for you. Okay, everybody have a great week, and be kind to each other and be kind to yourselves and keep on knitting. Bye.